Can you guys confirm that you are hearing me?
Yeah, hearing you.
Okay, thank you. So today I'm going to be talking about environmental awareness. Table of contents. Number one, 5 global problems. Number 2, climate change. Number 3, pollution. Number 4, plants, trees, and deforestation. Number 5, solar energy. Number 6, and ways you can help prevent climate change. Number 7, we'll share an idea of you guys. Okay, climate change. I know I don't really want to take up too much time, so I'm just going to summarize everything. So basically, climate change is the increase in temperatures and rainfall across the planet. And global climate change refers to the average long-term changes over the entire Earth, which include warming temperatures and changes in precipitation, as well as the effects of Earth's warming, such as rising sea levels, shrinking mountain glaciers, ice melting at a faster rate than usual in Greenland, Antarctica, and the Arctic, changes in flower and plant blooming times, and scientists say that even long before humans came into the picture, climate change is already happening. But with the effects of man, with the wrongdoings of man, we are increasing climate change, the rate of climate change. Temperature change global. At the annual change rate of the Earth's surface temperature, we are seeing an uptick from about the 1950s. We start to experience the uptick in global temperature change. It's in the records a couple of years ago. Land pollution. Now, land pollution refers to the deterioration of the Earth's land surfaces. Furthermore, it occurs mainly due to indirect and direct effects of human activity. When we misuse the land resources and land pollution happens, it is a global issue that needs to be fixed immediately. And basically, the longer we take to solve pollution, especially land pollution, the harder it becomes. It's a good issue that needs to be fixed immediately. The unnecessary materials contaminate the quality of our land. For instance, even the garbage on the street is the kind of land pollution only. Garbage. And this is one big type of land pollution, the one thing that drives land pollution to another level. In approximately, there are about 8 billion of us on the planet currently, and approximately every 2 days, a family on average consists of about 4 people, at least 4 people in a family on average. So 4 divided by 8 billion will give you 2 billion. So at least 2 billion garbage bags are dumped in the sea or are dumped in landfills every 2 to 3 days. And according to my research, I would say that is enough garbage to cover a area of Chaguanas to Cuba, from Cuba to Lower Mayaro, from Mayaro up to Arima and back to Chaguanas, which is about a 256 256 kilometers in area total will be filled from after that 2-day period. And it can be about the size, I would say, of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That that amount of garbage are being dumped into global landfills every single day. And about 50 to 100 million of those end up in the ocean, which generates something new, water pollution or aquatic pollution. Now, every year on average, about 100,000 to 200,000 people die each year due to water contamination and waterborne diseases such as cholera. Cholera had about 7 outbreaks in total, which killed at least 100 million people. Now, imagine this: you are a fish living in the ocean with your family, with your other fish friends and family, and all of a sudden you start to choke. You start to choke, and then you die. Or and probably you have seen a couple of your friends die, or who knows what happened to them. You die. The reason, the cause of your death as a fish was plastic pollution and water pollution. A piece of plastic got lodged in your throat, and what that prevented you from moving or breathing, and that caused your death. Eventually, when plastics are made of microplastics, and when plastic breaks down in the ocean, it makes microplastics. When fish eat microplastics, it gets lodged in their body and stays in their body. So when us humans catch them, we eat it, we eat that fish, and all that microplastics that are in their bodies get into our bodies. And eventually, due to heavy amounts of water pollution, fish will start to die, whales will start to die, dolphins will start to die, other aquatic animals will also start to die. Nearly every year, at least 1,000 whales get beached and die, and 5 to 6,000 more are hunted every year. Eventually, if whales die, we humans, on top of the food chain, we don't really care what's at the bottom. So if we pollute the oceans and damage the planet, that first that first chain, that first length of food chain will die out. Then the one on top of it eventually will die out. Then the one on top will eventually die out until it reaches humans, and eventually will end to the death of humans, the extinction. And one other major problem that we are going to face air pollution. Air pollution is the presence of substances in the Earth's atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans and other living beings or cause damage to the climate or to materials. Now this is something that upsets me the most, because so far for the year, according to Worldometer stats, at least 15 to 20 billion tons of CO2 are dumped into the Earth's atmosphere yearly, and about 15 million daily. Now, these estimates could be more, most likely going to be more. And with air pollution comes the problem of asthma. People who are asthmatic or suffer lung problems are more prone to dying from air pollution. Now, air pollution, like all types of pollution, was something before humans came into the picture. Like the Tambora volcano that erupted in the Indonesian islands in the year 1818 released toxic chemicals into the air that killed humans in the surrounding area. But nowadays, the only reason air pollution is a big thing nowadays is because humans humans dump all that CO2 into the Earth's atmosphere. And when that CO2 gets trapped into the Earth's atmosphere, it builds CO2 levels at different rates. And when sun strikes the Earth's atmosphere, it heats up the planet to different levels. And eventually, according to my stats, I would say before the end of 2021, Earth's temperature a global temperature will increase by 1 degree. And you may think that the 1 degree is that much. 1 degree is a big, big spike. And, by the end of this decade, I expect global temperatures to rise by about, I would say, 3 degrees. And when it starts to hit 3 degrees, life on Earth will change forever. Or if we could increase warming of Earth, more glaciers will start to rapidly deplete, which can cause rising sea levels to rise about a meter or about 2 meters higher, which can flood cities like Boston or states like New York or New Jersey. Even and scientists expect that the entire state of Florida will be underwater, half of Africa will be gone. Now let's go to the importance of plants. Plants are considered a critical resource because of the many ways they support life on Earth. They release oxygen into the atmosphere, absorb carbon dioxide, and provide a habitat and food for wildlife and humans, and regulate the water cycle because of many ways plants help the environment. Their importance should not be forgotten. And I find this very nice. The importance of plants should not be ever be forgotten because plants are a big reason why we are still here and why this plant has not died as yet. The 5 benefits of plants. 1. They prevent allergies. They usually clean the air around us and prevent any like dust which can cause your sinus to rise. Plants get rid of that dust in the air and releases fresh CO2 or oxygen. It rejuvenates your mind. Plants also help reduce noise pollution. They reflect sound waves, reduces stress, and is good for patients. The importance of trees. Trees are the largest and the longest living organisms on Earth. To grow tall, the trees display miraculous feats of engineering and a complex chemical factory. It has the ability to absorb water and salts from the earth and transport them to their leaves, to the leaves. And possibly, yes, if if plants in your area start to rapidly die because you're spraying them with chemicals or toxic, whatever, it can cause the air quality in your surroundings to drop. Not by a big figure, but by a small figure, which which can cause your sinus to raise or even get you sick. Did that answer your question today? Okay. Nice, nice. 10 benefits of trees. They reduce pollution, they cool the city, they, they save water and reduce soil erosion, meaning that their roots can hold the soil together, preventing erosion. Conserve energy. Now, trees, once they absorb the heat from the sun, which cools the area around. So if during warmer periods, like in summer, you don't need to turn on your AC. You could save energy by not turning on your AC, which can harm the environment and damage and actually potentially damage your health. But trees reflect the sunlight, making the area cooler and more productive. They block ultraviolet rays, meaning that they block heat waves and bad energies that come from outer space. They create economic opportunities. They provide wildlife habitat. They increase property values. They reduce noise, bring people together, and help people live better lives. They all know for trees, it's a benefit for everybody. Redwood trees. Now, these trees absorb CO2 at a much faster rate. So, according to the World Health Organization, redwood trees absorb at least 68 tons of CO2 per year. Oh no, I'm sorry. They absorb CO2 per year. And according to World Stats, wait, that I mixed it up. They can absorb CO2 for 3,000 cars every year. And according to World Stats, a car produces at least 68 tons of CO2 per year, meaning that the redwood trees absorb 240,000 tons of CO2 per car. Actually, no, 240,000 tons of CO2 per year. And let's think about this. If we could try band together with a lot of people to see if we could plant 10 million trees of good redwood trees, that will stop at least 2 trillion tons of CO2. No, 51 billion tons of CO2 from going into the Earth's atmosphere, which can save us. It can save us a lot. That could absorb so far for this year and at least 30 years into the future. Now, we're not saying that CO2 is a bad thing. CO2 is also a good thing. We can't see if the Earth If the Earth's atmosphere was completely oxygenated, many things we have today would not exist. Trees might not exist, exist. Humans might not exist after all. Because I believe once oxygen levels go up too much, the air will become more flammable. If a volcano erupts and covers the earth in ash for a couple of years, the air can be contaminated. While CO2 could kill that contaminated air, it would be just pure oxygen. Well, pure oxygen mixed with other toxic chemicals from a volcano, meaning that it could create a poisonous gas that could eventually kill us all. Solar energy. What is solar energy and how can this benefit us? Solar energy in summarize is like is a solar panel takes the heat from the sun, causing chemical reactions or generating electricity. The total amount of solar energy, let's read that, unexpected at least 5 trillion megawatts of solar energy hit the planet every single day, and we consume about a billion megawatts every day. So if we could use all that energy from the sun, we could power the earth. We could use all the energy in one day to power the earth for a couple of years into the future. The benefits of solar energy. So the solar energy reduces air pollution, reduces water usage, reduces dependence on non-renewable energy resources, improves humanity's health in the long run, and helps fight climate change. Ways to prevent climate change. You can make your commute green. Millions of people drive to work every day. It is simply unavoidable in our modern day society. However, the downside to this is that millions of cars emit greenhouse gases that destroy our atmosphere. So instead of everyone driving to the same place or different places to work, why not carpool? So let's say you and your friends have to go to work in one place. Instead of taking each other's or individual cars, you guys go in one car and get to work. Be more conservative with energy usage. If let's say you're in a room now, most likely you have a desktop or your phone on, probably in some cases your TV on, your refrigerator on, your light switch on. So if you guys leave a room, at least turn off the light to conserve energy. If you conserve energy, less energy is used every day and it can help you save money on your electric bill. Get active and vote. One of the best ways to improve climate change is to help those who will fight against it into office, meaning that a political leader who wants to fight against pollution, we could bring them into power. Recycle. Manufacturing plants emit a large number of greenhouse gases per year. It is unavoidable in the production of goods that we use on a regular basis. However, a cleaner alternative would be to invest in recycling. So if you guys want, I know it's not the current time to access, but you guys could buy a machine online that recycles plastic and you can use it and sell it back to other companies to be used for other purposes instead of instead of just throwing it into the environment. Let's make something useful out of it. Educate yourself and others. The importance of educating others about climate change. It, it really helps because with about 8 billion people, you could get at least half the world's population to agree that global warming is a problem. We could strive and make the planet a better planet and make life easier and better for humans. And those scientists may say that we might be here for a couple hundred years. I would say if pollution continues at this rate, most of most of us might not make it to the next 20 years before by the end of I would say before the end of 2040, humans will most likely be extinct if we don't take action now. Now, this is the idea of mine that I thought of about 1 year ago when I started the Greenerds organization. This idea would cost a couple $100 million. Depends on current prices. So air will be pulled into a vacuum where will it be stored here and filtered and sent back out into the atmosphere. Now, this is something that I find is very cool. This 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 is the brain area that will do scans every hour to see if there's any problem with the building. And once it scans, we will receive an email or notification that let's say we call this one P1 of N5. We call it N5. And let's say the N5 scanner picks up something wrong with its first lead. We will get a notification at headquarters to stop this one from working so our team could arrive on the scene and sort out the issue. And this is the battery that powers everything. And this battery cleans our atmosphere, so this is going to be solar powered. So it will use solar energy during the day. It will use solar energy and it's going to be charged too. So while it's using the solar energy, the battery is going to be charged for this a 12-hour period. And when no more solar energy hits the solar panel, it will cut the solar line to power the machine. So the battery then takes over and powers the machine for at least 12 hours until the sun comes back up. Then it will switch back again and use solar energy and charge the battery. Although I was expecting all this to take a longer period of time. Does anybody have any questions? Or do you have any questions? Aidan, do you have any questions? Aidan Bihari? Okay, so one thing I would like to note is that, people may say that I am crazy for doing like creating all this weird stuff. But that's not the case. You should never let anybody keep you down from your dreams. And don't make your mind limit ability to think. Your ability to think should be limitless. Like when Elon Musk came up with an idea to build reusable fully reusable rocket, everyone doubted him. And when he wanted to do commercial space flights to other planets, Neil Armstrong and Gene Cernan doubted him and said that he could never do that. That's impossible. And now he's currently the third richest person in the world. His company SpaceX ended up making a fully reusable rocket that works perfectly. And by 2024 or 2050, he's planning to do commercial space flights from Earth to Mars or Earth to the Moon. And another cool example is when he was also starting Tesla. Everyone in the world, everyone said that the electric car wouldn't be fast and it would never work out. They were almost right because in the beginning of the 21st century, Tesla was experiencing near bankruptcy. They almost went bankrupt, but Elon managed to pull the country out of bankruptcy, and now electric vehicles are one of the fastest vehicles, with the Tesla Roadster going from 0 to 60 in 1.1 seconds. And that's some pretty cool inspiration that you should never give up. Even if someone doubts you, don't ever give up on your dreams, no matter what they tell you or do to you. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Your mind is limitless. Your mind is not limitless. Your mind could go on forever. You could always, and though people might come up with pretty good ideas like mine, what truly makes a person great is when they bring those ideas into life. Because everyone will have an idea, a particular idea will be better than mine. But what makes them really special is when they bring it into life. They bring the idea into reality. And I have another PowerPoint to share with you guys. It was created by Aidan Hiralal. I'm not sure if he's in a meeting currently, but I will share my screen in a while. I'll just open the PowerPoint about the time. Everybody, just hold on, please. Does anyone have any questions by the time?
No question.
Yes, I do. Hello, Miss Hoda. I didn't see you come in the meeting. Okay, I'm going to share another PowerPoint now. Okay, so this is prepared by Aidan Hiralal. Thanks, Aidan, for the deforestation. So, what is deforestation? Deforestation clearance. Deforestation is clearance, clear cutting, or clearing is the removal of a forest or stand of trees from land. It is then converted into non-forest use, like cutting down trees. At least 7 billion trees are cut down every year, and we don't use that land. That land just remains a dead piece of a dead acre of land or a dead field of land that no one uses because we mainly use that those trees to build their house. The causes and effects of deforestation. Causes deforestation can either be direct or indirect. Direct causes are natural causes such as hurricanes, fires, parasites, and floods. Indirect causes are human activities such as agricultural expansion, cattle breeding, timber extraction, mining, oil extraction, dam construction, and infrastructure development. Effects: deforestation can lead to biodiversity loss when animal species that live in the trees no longer have their habitat, can't relocate, and therefore become extinct. Deforestation can lead certain tree species to permanently disappear, which can affect biodiversity of plant species in an environment. Deforestation impacts everything. As humans, let us simply work together and plan how we use the world resources. We have technology, our hands as well as our commitment and dedication to this to restore our forest. Reforestation is real, and I don't think those two, I'm not sure if these two videos work, but reforestation, the cure to deforestation. When is the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. The second best time is now. We need to plant trees now. And I really love these two last passages from Eden. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Now look at some like a multi-billionaire, like Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos. Us here think that they will save the planet. We don't have to save it, but that's wrong. They will not save it. One person by themselves can't save the planet from extinction. We all need together. We all need to come together, no matter where you are from around the world. We all need to come together to fight for our planet. Our planet sacrifices every day for us by giving us a home to live on, by giving us hope and a future and a future. And what are we doing for the planet in return? We are doing nothing for the planet in return. The next one. Imagine if trees give off Wi-Fi signals. Imagine if trees give out Wi-Fi signals. We would be planting so many trees, and we probably save the planet too. Too bad they only produce oxygen we breathe. And this is true. I 100% Agree with this. People that if trees used to give off internet and Wi-Fi signals, people would be rushing to plant trees. We don't have to worry about saving the planet. But they don't. They give us life, they give us oxygen, they give us a reason for life. And as life go by, we are currently stuck up on our phone, either on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it may be, while the beautiful world outside your door is waiting for you and it's just going by and dying out. And we would rather stay inside and waste all that time on our phones talking to our friends. This is the end to this presentation. I hope everybody enjoyed it. So does anybody have any questions or anything they would like to say? Do you have anything to say? Anybody? I think Eden is. Eden, I think you might be good. Okay, I'm now seeing the chat. So I hope everybody are inspired to like try better for our planet. In order for our planet to restore, to become normal, we need to fight. We need to sacrifice for this planet as it sacrifices for us. We need to return the favor. And I know plenty people would rather stay inside and look at TV or watch TV or play video game and not go outside and experience the beautiful, lovely world outside the door. And I'm not sure, I'm not exactly sure how many people are in the meeting, but I assume it's about 11 or 12, I think. But I would love for everybody to at least plant one tree. One tree could do a lot. So I encourage everybody to see, to educate your friends, your family, everybody around you about the current situation. This is not a joke, this is not a laughing matter. This is something very serious. And this needs to be done very quickly. The longer we wait, the harder it becomes to fight against pollution. So I would really like for you guys to plant one or two trees. It could benefit you, it could benefit everybody around you, and it could benefit the planet. I encourage everybody to do it. Please do our part, and we can save the world. Do your part, and let's fight for something very nice and very wonderful. And I yes, sir. No, yes, miss. Corpus Christi is very near, so let's try to see if we can hit our planting tree goal. 50 trees. I know Corpus Christi are right around the corner. So if we could try to plant those many trees, yes, let's plant something. We cannot only trees, it could be plants. Let's plant something to show that we care about the planet. And I would really appreciate it if we could hit that goal of 50 trees by Corpus Christi, which is on the 3rd of June. And what any of the teachers in this meeting would like to say something, you have the floor.
Well, Luke, this is Miss Rhoda. I just wanted to thank you for your presentations and your information that you are sharing with all of us. This is something that Luke has always been passionate about from day one since I would have met him in class. He has never been shy to express how badly he wants to save the planet. And it's not just a solo man job, it's a job that everybody can help in. It's not a job where only one person can save the world, kind of like, how Superman and those guys do it. But it's something that everybody can participate in. And I really want to applaud Luke and thank him for his interest, his enthusiasm, and, just reaching out to everybody in class and bringing awareness to the problem that we are facing. as Luke would have clearly mentioned, and even Aidan in that wonderful presentation. If we continue along the road that we're going, it doesn't end well. And if you know better, do better. I think that has been the slogan this term. If we know better, do better. So, Luke, planting a tree, definitely on my to-do list. Thank you for the information, and I hope that everybody else here could have benefited from something said today. Thanks, Luke.
You're welcome, miss. So I know currently we can't do nothing. Like we can't go by our neighbors and former groups to plant trees because of the current COVID-19 situation. But at least we can do something in our home. Don't let, don't make us just sit down in a house waiting for somebody to do it and for somebody to save the world. Let us all
Yes, and it's
fight for
not.
something.
Sorry, go ahead, Luke. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let us all fight for the betterment of this planet. All 11 of us can do it on ourselves, but the entire world could do it to save this planet from what is going to happen in the next couple of years.
Right. So just to, throw in a few things that you can do if you are unable to plant a tree today or tomorrow, the next day. But simple things like composting. We're home. It's not like we can go and buy food. So we're generating a lot of compost. So create a little compost heap, return the nutrients to the earth, make the land a little more fertile so that any future plants that you would be looking to plant will definitely have the nutrients that they need to grow. Conserve water. It definitely helps in the process of saving the planet. Practice the 3 R's. So things like reducing the waste that you produce, reusing items so that you don't have to buy others faster, and recycling, of course. Trees sacrifice, for lack of a better term. I think that's the ideal term, actually. Sacrifice all the time to allow us to have these products, So if we create a smaller demand for it, then by default, we are saving the lives of trees, right? So those are just some things you can do at home, even in a time like this, where, you can't actively come together and do stuff with persons to plant trees and so on. Okay, look, that's my contribution.
Thank you, Miss. And Miss is absolutely right. Practice those 3 hours. And let's fight. I know how much I know how much I could say this anymore, but let's fight. Let's fight and ever stop fighting for the planet. And yesterday I I wasn't expecting so many people to join this meeting today. So yesterday I decided to create a PowerPoint on climate change and everything that is to know about it. I said that I sat down there after class from 3 o'clock to about 9 o'clock last night, working on this PowerPoint, and I said to myself, should I give up? But you know what? I said to myself a second time that this is for the right of our planet. Our planet never takes a break. So why should I take a break? And in the end, this will all be worth it. Miss Mahad, do you have any contribution? Do you have like anything to say? It's that and that. So anybody, you could say anything you want. You have the floor now.
Um, just to add on to what Miss Rhoda said, that's I really respect the ambition that you showed and the hard work that you're showing towards this cause. And that's I really like that you've gotten your friends involved and you know formed this group to go out and tackle this issue. So kudos.
Yeah. Also, Luke is looking to make or form. It's a little difficult to do now that we are home and restricted to virtual learning, but he is trying to form an environmental group. So students and even teachers here, passing on the information to see the feedback that you can get from your peers in class or students, other students, just to find out who would be interested. I think that would be kind of cool to and to join Luke in his little organization here. So, Luke, if names are indeed collected, can you inform us as to who we can pass these names on to in addition to yourself? Is there anybody else who is working along with you in this organization?
Well, I'd like to also send thanks to my sister, Rian Mang, who is currently in the meeting listening on. I'd like to give thanks to my father and my mother for all the love and support they showed me this past year since I started the Greenerds organization.
Right. Well, yes, of course, support from family. They are your true number one supporters. And,
And also Sabir and Aidan and everybody.
Right. So that's what I was trying to find out. Who else is in this organization that, if, let's say, maybe Isaiah passes on the information to maybe his siblings or maybe his friends in class, and they're interested, I guess we can probably get a list of names so that we can start probably forming something a little wholesome for when school resume, or even not even for when school resume, but for some sort of group that we can make with fixed persons. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like one boy from Six actually contacted me. He told me that by the end of the year, if we could get at least 15 members who are serious about helping the environment, he will contact the Ministry of Agriculture and we could get projects to plant trees across the country.
Okay, so that's the goal. That's the goal that we need to reach. 50 people? Yeah. That's what you said?
Yes.
All right.
50 people.
Okay. Well, I think we have 11 here. And this doesn't have to be 50 people from the school. It could be external people. It has to be from the school.
It could be external people, but majority of it has to be from the school.
All right. So, guys who are here from 2U, pass the word on. Maybe some students may have forgotten that the meeting was today. So just, inform them. And Luke, the issues that you are highlighting, maybe to have another meeting, not too far off, but, have another meeting so that people can continue to, like, if they miss this one, they can still attend another one and still be aware and join, right? So I guess we can probably look out for future meetings, future announcements from Luke, as well as those members of the Greenerds organization. All right. So.
Yes. Well, as I predicted, we are going to do one meeting every week. Every Friday will be a meeting from now. Every Friday will be a meeting. Because I can't have a meeting once every month. Everybody will start to lose focus. So I want to keep that weekly inspiration up every every single week. And probably for the summer vacation, I might do 2 meetings every week for the summer
All right,
vacation.
so think about it, plan it out, right? Make sure that you can keep up with that commitment of once a week. That means every week you'll have to be preparing something. So make sure you can. So plan it out. Make a little plan. Do a little outline, a little schedule, and do a little brainstorming and see what you will indeed be talking about. Maybe you can have a side meeting with those members who are directly part of the organization, and reach out to them to include them as well. All right, it doesn't have to be something solo. I know you have your family members with you, which is wonderful, but do a little planning first and then see how it's going to work out. You have end of term tests coming up and things just now. So try to do something that you can fully commit to, make the goal doable. All right. And maybe for the vacation, you can look at something a little more frequent. Think about it. That's just my suggestion to you.
Okay, miss. And I would like to spend thanks to all the teachers who gave time out of their normal life to come to this. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Luke.
Okay, so if there's not anything further at this point, you guys are now dismissed. But and one thing before you guys go, let's see if we can hit that 53 mark by Corpus Christi. So before I end the meeting, does anybody have anything to contribute?
Not from me, Luke. I think I'm good there.
So I'm going to end the meeting now.
Okay, bye everybody.